What's up guys, Damien here from Gizbees.com and ChinaPhoneArena.com. What I have for review today is the Vernee X. This is a new phone from Vernee. It's got the Helio P23 in it, also known as MT6763. And I'm going to show you guys just quickly what's in the box here. It's a standard array. We get a quick charger here, the USB cable. They've also included a adapter because there's not a dedicated headphone port. So you just use this little adapter here. You can plug your headphones into there and then bam, plug the USB-C into the phone. It also came with an extra screen guard here, the SIM key, and there's also a screen guard on the phone already. So I'm gonna try and go through this as quickly and as painful. Yeah, great start there. As painlessly as possible. I tend to go off on tangents sometimes. I'm gonna try and avoid that. Let's see here. So anyways, as I said, 6 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabytes of storage, simply massive amount of storage, 116 gigabyte. You can also put a TFSD in there in the dual SIM slot. You can do a dual SIM or a TFSD. So you can add an extra 128 gigabytes to that if you want. I believe it's 128, it might be 256. So anyways, you've got 120 internal, you can add SD there. And checking out the RAM, it's 6 gigabytes, it's huge. It's more than anyone will ever use, but it's there, I guess. It looks good, doesn't it? 5.6 gigabytes right there of RAM with a typical, so far, average use of a 1.8 gigabytes. And let's move on here. One thing I want to mention, one thing I noticed right off the bat, guys, was that they have a nice DPI on this. This is correct. When you have these 1080p phones, these big 5.5, 6-inch displays, it makes no sense to be at a low DPI. So what they're at, take a look here, dev options. I've already turned on developer options, and I think, let's see, it's if I'm remembering 430, I usually use 420, so they actually used an even tighter, 432 is what they're using. I usually use 420, and they actually use a little tighter resolution than I normally use, so it looks really nice. You got a decent amount on the display, and if you wanted to change that, I'm sure many of you guys already know how to do this, but I'm just going to show you here real quick. This is one way to do it. I'm going to go ahead and turn this to, as I said, yeah, see, I go off on tangents. Here we go again. Here we go again. I can't help myself. Now you see we got even a lot more on the display. You could probably even go higher. However, I have soft bricked phones because it went into a resolution, a DPI that just wasn't supported. So what was it, 432? This is the stock resolution that the phone came with. 432 now. So we're now back to what the phone came with when we received it. The camera, let's take a look here. I'm going to take a pic here of that little thing there, and it looks like it's blurry. That's because my camera is not in focus. There we go. Go ahead and see how good that looks. Take a look at that. And we're dealing with, let's see here. So again, this is in good light, and I'm trying to keep my camera in focus. And not bad there. It's not bad at all. Nice and sharp, although this is it's right under good lighting. And actually, to my eyes, it looks significantly better than what you're looking at in the camera there. So not too bad there. So far we can tell. I haven't tested the camera fully. This is just obviously just a little tiny test there. I got to actually give it its full workout there at some point on a nice day. And so anyways, it's nice and sharp. We can see it's capable of catching sharp resolution and good indoor lighting. We tap that. We can see that the 3D is 11,297. So what I'm doing now, guys, I'm actually downloading something. I started a download of a large game, Icewind Dale in particular, and it's like a 2.4 gigabyte game, and I downloaded it because I want to show you guys how the SoC works with a little bit of stress going on with the system. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip around a little bit here, just flip up the home screen here, and go into settings, see what happens here. Everything's pretty smooth there. Let's go and actually into play for a second. And you see everything comes right up there. I'm going to search for something. I don't know. Let's say a keyboard, new keyboard. Everything's fine. Go ahead and tap around here, see what happens. Everything's nice and smooth. There's no sort of jitteriness on the... Go ahead and test the keyboard here. I typed that right. I did. Look at that. Yeah, China Phone Arena. Bam. Okay, and let's see. Let's tap. Let's see. So the keyboard you can see is working all right. So we're downloading this game. It's working fine. There's no sort of stuttering on the keyboard. And let me try this again. We are reviewing the Vernee X. Yeah, you can see the keyboard's going fine. Everything's no sort of stuttering going on. So nice, relatively fluid OS on the Vernee X, and that's while it's downloading something as well. So I know, okay guys, tangent again, take a break. What I'm gonna try to do, I'm gonna try and flip this knife out without cutting myself, without breaking the Vernee X, without breaking one of these other phones here, without slicing something through this bracelet here. Let's see what we can do with I get something stuck in there, so it's not doing it as good as, there we go. Look at that, first try. I'll do it again. I didn't get it that time, try again. There we go. Break time. This is a nice knife, guys. If you guys are into knives at all, it's Gonzo. These guys make some insane knives, man. And I can shave with this thing. Look at that. I just shaved. So it's a nice sharp knife, and it came like that. It came already sharpened like that. If you guys are into knives at all, I think this thing was like 20 bucks. You can actually use this thing as an axe too. I saw this dude on YouTube using this same knife as an axe. He would actually put this on the wood and then hammer it with another chunk of wood, and he was cutting through wood. You guys can Google that. It's or YouTube. It's the G720 is the model. It's a 440C steel. Okay, guys, sorry. Look at that, another tangent. Okay, moving on. Okay, moving on. Now, a little known fact is that the less satellites that it connects to, the stronger the signal. So in other words, if we were only connected to 4 or 5 here, these things would be up in the like 45 or so, up in the 40s. But you can see we got really good here. High 20s with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in the 20s, 20 to 80, and then we have a couple in the mid 30s there, 34, 32. So really strong, excellent, and accuracy within 2 meters. Really fantastic. You saw how quick the lock was, and obviously that was a warm lock, but my first lock was really quick too. So actually within 2 meters and some really strong SNR there. I'm going to be testing the Wi-Fi. I haven't gotten to that yet. I'm going to go ahead and exit out of here. What else do I want to talk about? Band mode, bam. Okay, let's take a look. Let's see what this thing is covering, huh? MTK, where'd that go? Where'd it go? MTK engineering, okay, there we are. MTK settings, and then band mode. And interestingly enough, Sim1 is covering all the 4 here. Let's see if we can get a better focus there. The 3G is 900 and 2100, and the LTE is 1, 2, 7, 8, and 20. That's good for the Europeans there. I know some Europeans find that a really important band there. And so interestingly, this goes all the way down to 255. I don't know what are these guys thinking of? I'm not sure. But the P23, the band mode goes all the way to 256. What? What are you guys thinking? Anyways, okay, so we got 20, 8, 7, 3, 1, and the WCDMA 900, 2100. And I'm going to back out of here. What else? The camera, I showed you guys. Antutu, I showed you. Downloading the game. Let's play some music here. Obviously, this is really not the greatest test. Listening through my camera mic, and then it's uploaded to YouTube, and you guys are listening to through your speakers. So it's like you're receiving the sound. Like what is that? 3 degrees of separation or something like that. Hip hop, I just do that because I don't know. I just do it. Go ahead and play this. I would say this sound is actually quite decent. This isn't the loudest, obviously, but I can actually hear a little bit of bass hitting there. Yeah, not bad at all. I would call that above average, which it should be for the price of this phone. single speaker. This is obviously the new trend there, is to do dual ports. So you can see I cover that up. It's only one speaker. USB-C, as I mentioned earlier. So let's see what the 406 down to 413. 406, test this again. Yeah, it's right on, man. Really, really even brightness across the whole frame. The middle looks like it might be the brightest. Well, anyways, they're within, very close together, within 1%. Okay, excellent, excellent brightness there, and very good job on the evenness of the brightness of the Vernee X. And so what I want to do now is show you guys the physical aspects of the phone. This case here, by the way, I forgot to mention earlier when I showed you was in the box. This came with it, and it's actually really quite decent case. It's got these rubber, or these kind of thicker corners here, which is nice to protect it against drops. It's a little bit tinted too, kind of a charcoal, clearish charcoal. Let's take a look here. The back, still got the plastic on here, so, but I can feel it's got a matte, which is nice. I don't know, these phones are coming with these real glossy backs, and I'm not sure. I think it's because of Hawaii. They did the Honor series with the real glossy, super glossy back, and a bunch of phones, kind of China phones. Obviously, they immediately start to follow whatever's popular out there at the moment, which you can't blame them. But I'm just not really a big fan of the glossy. So anyways, it's kind of a nice matte back here, and the fingerprint sensor looks very similar. We've got the dual cameras there, which again, you know, when most China phones are not very effective yet. Hopefully they get around to making them worthwhile. So you guys can see it's got some interesting lines there at the top. It looks nice. Now, apparently, according to official Vernee, this thing has a over 6,000 milliamp battery. I'm not sure I believe it, and I am going to test that, and I will get that into my full review at gizbeat.com. We'll go back to autofocus here. Gizbeat.com/review. Or if you go to gizbeat.com, there will be a link in the top up in the menu bar. Also, ChinaPhoneArena.com. You guys can check that out. We have a Vernee forum there if you have any questions. Or you can just write your question down in the comments. So anything specific you need tested with this phone, you need to let me know before I move on to the next phone to review. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, guys. That's what keeps these reviews coming. When I see people subscribing, that motivates me to continue doing videos like these, and I hoped that I helped you guys a little bit to show you a little bit about this phone. So far, I like it. It's a bit expensive, and I would say it's probably a bit more than most people would need in terms of 6 gigabytes of RAM is probably a bit much, and 128 gigabytes, okay, if you use a lot of, if you like keeping a ton of movies and music and stuff like that on your phone, yeah, I mean, it's there. So if you need 128 gigabytes, it might well be worth considering this phone. So far, the camera looks sharp. I did take a few night photos earlier, but however, they weren't really of anything interesting. So, but I will be taking some indoor kind of lowish light photos, and I will be testing it outdoors in the daylight as well. I do have another Helio P23 phone here besides the Vernee X there. I'm gonna have this review coming up. It's the K6, the Ucatel K6. Which is, Ucatel is one of my favorite brands. They tend to usually use quite good components, and they tend to be honest about the battery and stuff like that. So one of the few China brands that do tell the truth pretty much about everything. And I also have the UmiDigi S2 Pro. This is the P25. It's also got 128 gigabyte in it. And I've also got the Coolney, and I will tell you the Coolney I will probably not recommend. And I'll have that review coming up. I'll let you guys know why I'm not going to recommend it. It's just a few little things. Overall, the phone is okay, but there's a few little things. I say a whole bunch. I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 little things about the phone that probably isn't a big deal just by themselves, but when you put it all together, there's better phones for the money. Okay, guys, that's it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Damien over and out.